Hello, fellow romance book lovers. It's me, Kat. Thanks for stopping by for today's video. The book we're going to talk about today is Flame by Alexandra Silva, which is the fifth and final book. Oh, I'm so sad in the Virtue and Lies series. I have to admit, I dragged my heels finishing this book. Obviously, the book was released like a week and a half ago, and I'm just now sitting down to film the video. I got about halfway through Flame, and I couldn't finish it. I didn't want to leave it. I am shocked upon shocked upon shocked that I am a fan of Freddie Elmsworth. What? I walk around saying, my lord, wherever I can fit it into the conversation with my husband. What the heck? I cannot believe that Alexandra was able to turn me. Shocked. So, little background. This is the fifth book in the series. I have done videos on all the previous books. I will, of course, include them in the description box. If you have not read the books, you might get a little bit of a spoiler. So go read the book. Then come back and watch the video. Make sure that you subscribe and give the video a thumbs up because people need to know about Alexandra's books. People need to read the Virtue and Lies series. So when you subscribe and give the video a thumbs up, it tells YouTube that you like the video and it will show it to more people. Okay. Flame starts where Smoke left off. Even at the end of Smoke, I wasn't that big a fan of Freddie. I have to admit it. He was not the character that I was like dying to read his book. I know I said that before. And I'm not trying to be mean because I love this world she created. But like Freddie was just Freddie. I didn't find myself connecting to him. And it was funny because I said, like Alexandra knows that I was like, Freddie, like I want to punch him. Like he's not very nice. And she's like, I swear to God, he's worth it. Oh, the girl is not wrong. Let me tell you. So the book starts gangbusters right where Smoke left off. Not in a good place for Georgina and Freddie. My heart broke for Georgina through both of these books. Well, through most of these books, not all of them. Because boy, does Georgina get her man. Oh my lord. See, I didn't even realize I did it, and I did it. So you know, because hopefully you've read the other books, that the Band of Brothers are in a very precarious situation. Because these books are romantic suspense, there's a lot going on in the background. It is very interesting, the jobs that these characters have, the lives that they lead. It's very political drama, like people are killing each other and, you know, you never know who's your friend and who to trust. And yet there's these tight-knit guys, these band of brothers that are Christopher, Leo, Freddie, and Casper. And then the fringe of their siblings and or significant others being Cassie, Arabella, Fleur, and now Georgina. A lot of Flame is from Freddie's perspective. I loved getting into his head some more. I didn't expect to want to be in his head. I liked in Smoke that we got to know him better. I did find myself needing that because I wanted the best for Georgina. So I wanted to understand Freddie. Flame is definitely more from Freddie's perspective. And this is what he says about his band of brothers. Casper's right. There's too much at stake. We've allowed ourselves too many vulnerabilities. Leo, Christopher, and Casper have opened us up on all sides. And I'm no better. We're blown wide open. We've all got something to lose. A distraction. So of course, Freddie's talking about that they all have a wife or a girlfriend. Some of them have children now. And people are gunning for them. And that's the whole story that's going on in the background, in addition to their individual relationships throughout this series. Freddie and Georgina are not on good terms at all at the beginning of this book. And again, this is from Freddie's perspective. When the call goes to voicemail, I redial, bracing my elbows on my thighs so that I can try and get enough air into my blood. My head is swimming as my call is obviously rejected. And as I'm about to ring again, a text pops up at the top of my screen. Swan, that's what he calls Georgina. Stop. A few seconds go by before another message comes through. Swan, I'm with Arabella. Casper will pick up my things tomorrow. It's for the best, I repeat as I read the text again and again. Seconds tick by, minutes. The more I read it, the louder the anger screams inside of me, at her, at me, at this whole effing world. As I predicted, in the end, she's left. Everyone leaves eventually, except this time, it's what I wanted. And still, before I finish reading the message again, my fingers type out my reply. No. Freddie has pushed her and pushed her and pushed her. And she finally had enough. Boy, did I understand Georgina. She loves him and completely and all-encompassingly. Is that a word? You know what I mean. But even then, with all of that love she has for him, and as much leeway as she gives him, she's had enough. I mean, literally, what did he expect? What did he expect? He pushed her too far. Everyone has their 2 cents they want to give about their relationship or lack of a relationship, about how Freddie treats her, about how she lets him treat her. Everyone's got an opinion. And they're so involved in each other's lives that that's just the way it is. And they all freely express their opinion. And you had to kind of feel bad for Georgina when it came down to those conversations that she's having with her brother, her sister, her friends. She has this conversation with Christopher, and it was really emotional. They're trying to support them and help each other see what they have, what they stand to lose, basically what Freddie stands to lose if he doesn't recognize his feelings for her and to finally let her in. And yet on the Georgina side, they're trying to help her understand how he works. Freddie's very complicated, and he's very calculating, and he's very stoic, and he's very black and white. Well, falling in love is not any of those things. It's full of color and gray, and Freddie does not know what the heck to do with it. And he keeps going with his usual MO, and he's killing her. I mean, it's devastating her. And he knows that, and he's trying to protect her against him, but he's breaking her in the process. And they all see that, so they're trying to support her. Christopher says this to her, and it was quite eye-opening. In my experience, when a person runs from you, it's because they're scared, and no one has ever feared something powerless. A wicked grin tips up on the side of his face. Do you understand, Georgina? You hold the power. And I was like, it was eye-opening, but it was also like kind of a punch to the gut, because she does hold the power. She doesn't realize it. She doesn't realize it until kind of that moment, but it didn't make it any better. Oh my God, it was torture. I felt really bad for her. They get to kind of a, oh shit, come to Jesus. I mean, it kind of happened a couple times, but moment where I thought, this is it. This is make or break. There's no happily ever after this. And it's from Freddie's perspective. Together, we've blurred every boundary, crossed every line. The one thing I swore I would never do again. That one rule that's kept everything easy and detached. She's obliterated it. Georgina's made me need her. Every smile, every word, every sigh, every touch. She's made me need them more than my next breath. One day, she sniffs, one day, Freddie, I'm going to settle for another man, and you will have to watch me marry him and have his children. And maybe I'll never love him the way I love you. Maybe my heart will never worship him the way mine worships you, but he will own me. He will own my body. And the word becomes a long sob. And if she wanted to repay me for every drop of pain I've ever caused her, she's done it in one fell swoop. Have you had that moment where you're like, okay, I've done everything I can and I'm going to move on. I'm not waiting here for you. Oh, I had that moment. It was not fun, but necessary. And I really hoped after that, I really hoped that Freddie would get with the program, but I wasn't sure he was going to. Casper, who is Georgina's brother, ooh, talk about older brother. He goes at Freddie at one moment where I was like, oh my God, one of them is going to get hurt. One of them is not going to come out okay. Freddie is true to form in that he snaps at all of them because he's pissed off. He's aggressive. He barks every response to any question they have. Because remember, they all work together. They are all completely intertwined in each other's lives. And he is like a rabid dog. In fact, oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. Because they refer to him as like a dog. And oh God, because he's lost her. Cassie and Freddie have a very special relationship. It takes her to say something to him that changes the trajectory of where everything's going for them. And the way she said it to him and what he says after that completely cracked open my chest to him. And I let him in and I saw him and I was thanking God that it finally happened. And it was so simple. But this is what he says. Admit it to yourself. All I can see are those effing soulful eyes that have a way of keeping me afloat even when I'm being pulled under. Beautiful eyes that have bewitched me with their light, that glitter with the most precious tears I have ever tasted, tears I love from eyes I adore. I'm done begging for second place. You either want me or you don't. I do want her. I want her more than I can bear. Georgina is the only thing that has made me relinquish my control in any way. She's right when I'm with her, and she's giving me every last vestige of her existence, begging for my pain and clinging to me like I'm her buoy. Nothing else matters. For that moment, I'm free of everything, every expectation, every hope, every demand. All the weight that's been thrust on me is all gone. There's only her, and she's the only thing that matters. Now she's gone, and the only glimpse of light I had is gone with her. All this time, she's been my personal heaven, even when I'm in perpetual hell. And I was like, does he get it? Does he get it? Does he understand? I think he does. Ooh, I think he does. And this is from Freddie again. All my life, I've been preached about queens, warned about whores. No one ever suspected the swan. Delicate, beautiful, strong. Georgina Gladstone is the coup de grace. She's destroyed every one of my defenses, demolished every wall I'd erected around me with nothing but her tenacity and unwavering grace. I'm certain she's going to be the death of me. I've known this since the first time I touched her, and still I fell. I'm falling. Every damn effing second of every godforsaken day, I fall and fall and fall. And there's no landing in sight, only her. Georgina is the pot of gold I've searched for my entire life, the most precious thing I've ever held, and so effing beautiful that I am completely and utterly enthralled. Oh my God. When I read that, and I'm getting teary about it, Freddie giving into love is gorgeous. Freddie loving Georgina is beautiful and inspiring and swoony. Oh my God, Freddie is swoony. I can't believe it. I loved the last half of this book. I cannot believe that I completely changed my opinion and I don't want to say I didn't like him before. I was just kind of like here or there about him. I totally love him. He's just like, wow. Worth every word, Alex. Oh my gosh. Absolutely amazing. There was a couple of really poignant times in the book where I felt like, oh, I don't want to get emotional about it, where Alex was like tying up the series in a couple different things that she said. And it made me so sad because I kind of recognized it. And I don't know, maybe that's just me reading into it, but Freddie says, one rose doesn't make an entire bush, just as one person doesn't make an entire legacy. And all I could think about when I read that was, you know, one book is great, but these 5 books, they are their own living, breathing thing. They are this beautiful collection of characters and stories that she has written, and together they are everything. And then in Blaze, I think it was, yeah, Blaze. And I'm trying to remember exactly, but there's a moment where, and I think it's Casper's crucifix. And somebody gave it to Fleur. I can't remember exactly now. It's either a rosary or a crucifix, and there's different colored beads on it, or gems, not beads, gems. And they each mean something. Mercy, salvation, hope, peace. I think that's it. And she's holding it, and they're talking about what it means, and that's like a family thing. At one point, Georgina is wearing her own crucifix with those gems on it. That tied in not only the previous book and storyline with Casper and Fleur, but also Casper and Georgina. And to me, that was really meaningful because I am religious. I wear a cross every day. The message of mercy, hope, peace, mercy, salvation, hope, and peace. And it's so fitting for the story. And then also he says to Freddie says to Georgina, blood of my blood. Or wait, Georgina says it to Freddie. She says, blood of my blood. And Casper and Fleur said that too. Oh, and isn't that so true? Like when you have your person, they are the blood of your blood. They are your person. You are connected on a deep, deep level. And I felt that connection with them. Finally, at long last, I felt and was like sitting in their love right along with them. Oh, I just absolutely loved it. And I'm so sad. I'm like literally gonna cry. I'm so sad that this series is over. And I didn't want it to be done. I really didn't. Don't you just love when you read books, a series like this is for me and others, where you're just like, the characters become part of you. And then when you read the next book and it opens up the world a little bit more, and you feel like you're part of it, and it's always plays like a movie in my head. And I absolutely loved it. Absolutely 100% loved it. And I'm turning into a total mush and have tears in my eyes. And if you didn't guess already, we do end on a high point with a happily ever after with Georgina and Freddie. And oh my God, it was just gorgeous. It really, really was. I'm so sad it's done. And I can't wait for what Alex has next for us. Let me know if you have read any of the Virtue and Lies books, or what other books of Alex's you have read. I would love to hear what you've been enjoying of hers. And I already mentioned that I would love to have you subscribe and give the video a thumbs up, and the buttons are right down there, so go for it. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.